Welcome back, everybody. We are here again with Rafer and Kelly. And these guys, I hope you are getting all of the nuggets. Nuggets
So he likes
of
to make fun of me
information.
when I say nuggets, but I love this. This is great. Nuggets.
Nuggets of information that these guys are giving because it's some really good stuff. So what we want to talk about now is like, what's next for you guys? I know you have just launched a huge campaign, so let's start with that and tell us about that.
I am a candidate for state representative.
Okay.
In District 62 where we live.
Well, let's give a round of applause for that. For real. This strong black gay man standing in his truth running for office. I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
What made you want to run for office?
There were some changes in the district, and so the seat became vacant. And been involved in the community for as long as I've been living in Southfield, and I've always been involved in some level. And having gone through different trainings like Leadership Atlanta, etc., it's kind of like and my saying, when you know better, you do better.
You do better, right?
And so having all this information, and then the timing happened. I've been encouraged to run several times before, and it was just never the right time.
Right.
This opportunity came up with an open seat, and initially I started asking other people, said, okay, well, we need to fill this seat.
Yeah.
You need. And the interesting thing is I came back to him, he was like, oh, well, I was just waiting for you to get there.
I already knew. Here's your campaign plan. Bam!
He had the application already done.
Really?
Yes. So that's
awesome.
So that was also key, is the level of support. He's been in this with me, lock arms, doing it side by side, and that is also part of that. We were surprised when we found out. A blogger said that it's the first openly black gay man to run for the Georgia legislature, and then another surprise came afterwards that it would be the first time that it would be an openly gay man elected to the Georgia legislature.
Wow, that's amazing. So tell everybody specifically what you're running for and when they can go vote for you, when they can check you out, all of that good stuff.
I'm a candidate for District 62 State Representative, Georgia Legislature. The website is Vote for Rafer, numeral 4.
It's right here.
We'll put it right on the screen.
Right here.
Go there, visit. There's a Meet Rafer section. You can get to know more about me and the positions. But I do believe that it is time for us to step forward.
Step up.
And be a part of the
conversation.
Part of the conversation, and represent ourselves and
the solution.
Yeah.
Yes. So everyone sees Rafer. Rafer's running for office. Rafer. But Kelly is, like you said, very much so a part of that campaign. How do you deal with that? How do you deal with being in the shadow?
Well, I'm not gonna necessarily be in the shadow.
I don't know if I would say that either.
But what I'm saying,
Sometimes
because
I would like to be in the shadow, but I mean, because a lot of people see both of us, and whenever we meet people, they always say Rafer and Kelly.
Yeah.
They don't say Rafer because right now I'm part of the zoning board out in Fulton County.
Okay.
Working on my doctorate. So a lot of people see us as a pair.
Yeah.
And when they asked for us, even when we did the Black Enterprise article, it was Rafer and Kelly Johnson, and people were like, oh, I know you.
Yeah.
You're Kelly Johnson, yada yada yada. So it's not I'm Rafer's husband.
Right.
Okay.
Which is interesting to me. So people see
great.
both of us.
And you're very active in the community as well. I know you sit on the board
Yeah,
for
Georgia
equality.
Equality.
Like you are always, so both of you guys are kind of like have stepped up and have provided a voice.
Yeah.
And I mean, we really appreciate you guys for that. I don't think there's enough of us doing it. So when we do find those black gay men that are doing that, I mean, kudos to you guys, because I know it's not easy.
We're following after y'all.
no,
Y'all don't
no, for real. Like when we met years ago, you started. Like I've just felt like he's been doing great things and continuing to do great things, setting a great example for us. Like coming up, like I really wanted to stress that. Like we look up to you and your example and the things that you all are doing. It's amazing, and I don't think, which is why we do our work, to celebrate these people like yourself
Right.
because it doesn't happen enough.
And we don't see it enough.
Yeah, we don't see it. And,
Thank
and,
you.
and so you're an example to me and then to all the other people out there looking at I can do it too. Like I just have to step up to the plate.
Absolutely. I tell as former co-chair of the Black Gay Men's Network, I used to talk all the time. It's like people think the sky's going to fall.
And that's why I met you, I think.
That probably was, yes. People they would ask about how is it being out and I wasn't always out.
And you know what's interesting is that although that was like what 7 years ago, that was a long time
That
ago
was
as
a
far
lot,
as
yes.
it comes to. We've progressed a lot since
Yeah.
then. And so a lot more people are living in their truths now.
Yes.
Just 6 or 7 years ago, so for you to be ahead of this
Pioneer,
Black
really.
Gay Network, and I joined this network of all these professional Black gay men, I was like, wow. And Rafer led that up, and that's how we met. But yeah, that's interesting.
It's just stepping out. I think that when you look at life, I'm 49 this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
You know,
I thought
there's
you
an
were
age
like
difference. That's a whole other
42.
conversation.
Yeah,
He's turning 35 in
you're
a couple of
a
weeks.
saber-toothed tiger.
You were
Women are cougars, men are saber-toothed tigers. So that's
I like that. So for me, it's like, when I look at that, realistically, I'm more than halfway through my life. You don't have time.
Yeah.
You don't have time to live somebody else's life.
Yes.
You got to live your own, and you have to figure out what makes you happy, and that's the conversation you were just having about yourself. It's like, why wake up every day to try and please other people when you at your core are unhappy?
Exactly.
What's the purpose of that? And then
You're just
that weighs
living
down.
in misery.
Then you get into the whole health part of it, because then your whole being takes down, your health takes a hit, and everything else. Be happy, live your life. And that doesn't mean that you do it in a way that is offensive to anyone else, but do it in a way that is constructive to you.
Yeah.
You said something, I don't want to lose this, about the perfect, people looking at their relationships
Right.
and thinking that relationships are perfect and being together. I think that is something important that people know. There is no such thing, you said, as a perfect relationship. It's just where you are right now. One of the things that's controversial for us, we don't believe in the happily ever after.
We don't really
You
believe in
don't
that
say
either.
the
And
same
we
thing.
also don't believe that all relationships are meant to last forever.
No, they're
like
not.
I always tell people,
They're not.
focus on just making it till tomorrow.
The now.
Don't worry about 5 years from now or 10 years from now. You might not be together, but how can we just focus on right now and just get through the day?
I believe that everybody, and this is the spiritual level, and that's also something that's really worked for us, is our spiritual belief. We are more spiritual than we are religious. Everybody's an angel in your life.
I believe
And
that.
so what you have to look for is what is the purpose that person is coming to your life to be, and to do right now. And that's the reason, season, or lifetime, literally. And even when you get into the lifetime part about it, is that, so if you look at it that perspective, then part of what works for us is by not looking at it from a happily ever after, then we don't take it for granted.
Right.
That's exactly what I was
We
going to
don't.
say.
You don't take it for granted. There's no, while we're building together, and it sounds funny because
Yeah.
it's like, okay, we're building for the future, but yet we
No, man,
in reality that
We're laying one brick every day.
Yeah.
and then that way you don't assume and take for granted that, okay, he can be there, so
And it's
I don't
very
have to do.
It's so easy to get in that mode. Oh, he ain't going nowhere. That's my husband.
Oh,
He ain't
no,
going
I
nowhere.
I still send him cards, we
Yeah.
still write notes, we still all those things. We don't spend enough time together, just us.
Kelly's like, oh, it's all good. It's fine.
No,
Only because of the campaign and
Yeah.
all the stuff that we're dealing with right now. So
So, are there kids in your future?
no.
Because when we walked in, I said, the two people live in this big old house. I think there needs to be some little pitter patter or some feet
Pitter-patter.
running around
Now you
on these
sound like
hardwood
a-
floors.
So, because they want
yes.
kids.
No,
No
kids.
maybe so. So at least you're on the same
Not at this
page
moment.
with that. Not at this moment. And we ain't talking about the future, so not today or tomorrow. Right?
No, I think we're good. I raised my stepdaughter already, so she's off to college
I raised
from a
niece.
previous relationship.
yeah, and I raised two niece and a nephew. So I'm good on that. And unfortunately, with a lot of Black folks, because they think we all have this paternal planning, and I'm like, I've never had.
Yeah.
I mean,
So you guys-
let's be honest with myself. I've never had the desire to be a father.
Yeah.
And I know it sounds terrible. And
No, it
sounds-
No, it doesn't.
Whatever.
It doesn't. It
But I
sounds
just never had the
honest.
desire, and I'm like, you know, I'm not gonna exploit that because somebody else wants me to do it. I'm like, because at the end of the day, I have to deal with it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
But the funny thing is that we went to his brother's wedding, and he has 7, well, they're older now, a year older now, 7, 8-year-old nephews, and they decided to abandon their parents and spend the weekend with us at our hotel.
Right.
We didn't invite them. They just
said,
decided
"We're coming with
we're
y'all."
going with y'all.
I would want to come with you.
And came, and suddenly we had. And it was really interesting because they gravitated more towards me, and then I looked around, and he was on the couch with both of them.
We were reading.
And I was like, I gotta take that picture because he don't do that. But so he
Every
has
once
his
in a while.
moments, but
As long as you can send them back, right?
Exactly. You know, they're not my responsibility indefinitely.
Right.
But our
I can
purpose,
be
I
an
think,
uncle.
is different. And then you
Yeah.
can shift to that, is that we are in a different place with our purpose. Because if we had kids, we wouldn't be able to do a lot of things that we're going
Right.
to do in the community. And so,
It's visible.
yeah.
So, what we like to do when we wrap up these wonderful interviews, what is one nugget you would give to our viewers out
Love
there?
nugget, a love
A
nugget.
love nugget on how to make love work.
Although you guys have given great.
If you could sum it up into one
Yeah.
sentence, one statement.
I would say get to know you first. Get to love you first before you can love anyone else. That is how you are able to deal with another person in space. So,
I would say find your spiritual center, and I don't mean that in a religious sense. I mean get to know who you are and what your gifts and your talents are. We actually have a workshop we do, Finding Your Perfect Mate, and part of that workshop is really doing the work on who you are, and then what is it that you're seeking out of a mate. And it's interesting when we go through it because people think it's one thing, and then when we take them through it, they're like. What I had one time when the guy said, "You just fucked me up." I
Just turn my whole world upside down.
Bleep that part out.
We'll beat that.
Because people think they know what they want, and I think if you're from a relationship perspective, is really go deep into the child and go into the little boy, the little girl.
That's where all the pain is.
yes.
What are the desires? The 5-year-old kid, what are the goals, desires, hurts, challenges that that 5-year-old kid has? And then if you can identify those things, you know, in the workshop we talk about, I know you said nugget, but we talked about, you know, people who want someone the opposite, some people who want someone who's very similar to themselves, etc. And you have to find, there is no absolute rule out there. You have to find what's right for you because, again, you're unique, unrepeatable miracle. There is no duplicate.
I love that.
There is no
A
duplicate.
unique, unrepeatable miracle.
No.
Oh, could you just imagine if we all looked at ourselves as that? I'm a miracle.
There'd be far less pain in the world.
Like, I'm a miracle.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
Think about how many of those
Life-changing.
sperms didn't make it.
That's true.
That's powerful. I'm a miracle.
Millions of sperm a day do not make it.
There you go.
That is
You're
true.
here.
And on that note,
Billions of sperm.
And what's your purpose?
yeah.
Figure out what your purpose is, and then if you're centered in who you are and your purpose and where you came from, then it's easy to be a partner.
That is so
Yes.
true. That is so true. When you do not know your purpose, you are all over
And you don't
the place.
sell out on your purpose.
You
Because
are.
I love what you guys are doing and love what you, because you're
When I tell you,
you're embracing your
when I
purpose.
tell you, we ready to sell out everything. We had this conversation, like, do we still want to do this? Like, but I mean, nothing worth having is going to be easy, and then
Exactly.
you grow through the process.
Exactly.
So, thank you guys for joining us. We have
Thank
learned
you.
a lot from you guys.
Absolutely.
I'm sure you guys have. Rewind the video if you haven't, because there's a lot of good stuff
A
here.
lot of nuggets.
Yeah.
So give us the website again for your campaign one last time.
It is voteforrafer.com. So
Voteforrafer.com.
Or look us up on Facebook. But if you go to the voteforrafer.com, you'll see the website and the links off to the social media sites and our platform. And I say ours because this is really about the community.
Yeah.
What we want to do. And then Georgia is at a stage where we can go to the next level. We're part of something greater. And so how do we do that? In our particular district, it goes from Main Street, College Park, all the way to rural Douglas County.
Okay.
And so it's quite different. We've got urban, suburban, rural. And so but we've got a lot of underdeveloped land. So when you look at metropolitan Atlanta, south side, west side, we've got a lot of land. Tyler Perry's building his new home over in our district.
So I heard about that.
So if you're not in his district, chances are you know someone who does live in that
And you
district.
can still donate.
You can still donate.
You can be part of that.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways you can be involved. Like I know some people always
Volunteer.
think like, oh, well, I don't live in that district, so that's not my issue. But there's always many ways. So go to the website and you can find out those many ways.
Yeah, so thank you guys again.
Absolutely, I've had a great time.
Yeah, and I hope you guys are going to thegentleman'sfoundation.org to get your Gentlemen's Ball tickets for October 31st. It's going to be a masquerade affair this year. It's
Beyond
going to
the
be
mask.
And
And you know when I walked in and we saw the mask, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's the theme. So
And also for all you couples out there, a very big special announcement. We're going to start doing our first one on August 29th. We're going to do Couples Night at Mix.
Oh, cool.
Midtown Atlanta off of Piedmont Avenue. Everybody loves Mix.
and everyone likes to go out and dance, but couples don't like to go out because
It's a meat market.
Yeah.
it's
It's
a
a
meat
meat
market. So
market.
we come out and we with like-minded people and just
Right.
dance the
Have
night
fun.
away.
Yes. So please join us on August 29th. Couples Night out at Mix. You can go to oneandg.com to find out more information. Please keep sending us your questions. If you have any suggestions for Couple of the Month, send them in and we'll look at them.
All right.
And see. Right?
Thank you for tuning in.
See you in October, the Gentleman's Ball.
Yes.
We love you all.
Peace.
Great.